Hello everybody, welcome to the second episode of Tostão Talks. Today our guest is Fahim Abrar, an economic student and entrepreneur, founder of RevGen Digital, a business where he helps online entrepreneurs to grow and monetize their content. Thank you for coming, Fahim. At the beginning, when you moved to Coimbra, which students helped you with your integration, which professors that you think, and you remember like since the beginning?
When I first came here, so I walked down that road outside Fuke and I came to the door. I met some very nice people, everyone. Like the first thing I said, like, everyone's like, hola, how are you? I'm like, hi, I don't speak Portuguese. And then I met this guy, and he was speaking English with me. I think we walked around Coimbra when everyone was showing everything. You were in DG?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in
So,
ACE.
in let's say in association academic association of Coimbra, kind of like main board, like executive board, we can say maybe.
Yeah.
I actually spent 1 year in DG, never knowing how to translate it exactly to English. And I gave like tours to fucking international students.
Yeah.
I just invented on the place.
Dude, you, no, Sopas was definitely one of the people who I connected with when I first got here. It was the helping and everything. I don't know, you're a great student, but I never asked you for academic help. Not much. Not as much as I ask him for academic help. Yeah. He's more of like, if I'm not feeling good, I'm gonna, hey, bro.
You are going to call him
Like a friend, exactly.
like a friend for to go out. It's not
Exactly.
only Matilde, he also calls you to drink some beers in ACE, for example.
No, actually, him and we call each other to work together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's another level.
Really?
That's the bromance, bro. That's the romance. We don't have beers. We have coffee and
Really?
don't
And
talk to each
work
other.
and shit, that's it.
Damn, man. Have you included him in your business to help with something or not?
Dude, that would be cool. But this man is studying quantitative finances and
Yeah.
everything.
So
Yeah,
we
man.
are taking different paths,
Exactly.
but we talk a lot about your business and
Yeah,
I talk
yeah.
about my master's degree.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we kind of end up helping each other. Maybe you help me more than you because you can help me more than you.
No, man, you do as well, bro.
But we help by talking, basically, and anything that we
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's one of those people that help you balance the business and the university, just like you said before, right?
So I think he's been a great friend, and that emotional support helps. Yeah. Obviously, he can't do anything in the business, or like we work together and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think you being there is a great friend.
Yeah.
And it's reciprocal.
Yeah,
man.
I also get deep conversation with you and talk with you when I'm down or I'm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, man.
Fahim, tell us about your business. We want to know what do you exactly do, and more than that, how did the idea came up, but also the motivation to dedicate such a huge part of your life to working at such a young age of yours.
In terms of, I'll take you back to 2021, when I first came to Portugal. And back when I came here, I was just living life. It was amazing, bro. I'm from a third world country. I came here, like, there's mountains, there's ocean, amazing people. Like, I was just living life. I wanted to go pro on football, like I was telling Timudo. And I was finishing my high school. Corona online classes, the stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, my mom was the only person who was working at that time, and she has a restaurant in Madeira. And I don't know, a part of me knew that I wanted to do something, I just didn't know when, and the urgency wasn't there. And then I felt like I'm a grown-ass man living off of his mom's money. Like,
But in 2021, we were talking, you were like
19,
19,
20.
During the Corona
So you
season.
are already feeling a huge pressure within yourself to be financially independent of your parents.
Yeah, the thing is, they didn't have the most easiest routes, My mom and dad, both of them, and I saw both of them work really hard. But I just didn't want my me to. I wanted to just be able to pay little things for me as well, right?
Yeah.
But what I kind of realized is by working at a cafe, which is pretty cool, which was my first idea. Like I worked at my mom's restaurant
Yes.
for one summer. I made 300 euros. I was like, hey! But I realized that I would have to spend a lot of time and I wouldn't have, like if I wanted to make proper money, if you're working at a cafe or a job, you're changing your time for money. So every hour you get, I don't know, 6-8 euros. So the more hours you put in, but we only have 24 and we need to sleep, eat and everything. So
Yeah.
the most amount of money you will make gets kept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a student, dude, right? And I don't know what I'm gonna do. My mom's like, no, you're not going to work full time. You need to take care of things. You need to become a better man before you think about this stuff. But it kept eating out at me. Like, shit, I want to do something. But yeah, I focused on football and studying. Next thing you know, I think this is August of 2022, 2021, 2022, something like that. Life just turned upside down out of nowhere. I took my exam and I came back, my results came back and they weren't good. And obviously that disappointed my mom a bit. But what really pulled the trigger was next thing you know, she got diagnosed with cancer and she couldn't work anymore. And suddenly from my mom being the only person who provided for us, from there we went to no one's making money in the house and we're living off of savings. And she worked very hard, saved every single penny. And now she has herself to feed and me to feed. And obviously I'm not, like if I put my university expenses on top of her again, that's destruction. Suddenly I went from life's good, beaches and mountains to fuck. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go to university even. I don't know if tomorrow is certain. Sorry, before that, backstory. Most of my friends, they're like in Madeira, it's a very international crowd, right? Mm-hmm. So the people I met there, like you all know a lot about this, but I'm gonna tell Temuda as well. They like work online and I somehow figured out how much they make. And like if someone working full-time in Portugal makes 1,500 euros is good. It's not bad. Meanwhile, some of my friends who are a lot older than me are making 5K working online, like 10K, 15K, 25K per month, every single month. And I was like, dude, there has to be a cheat code out of this. So I remember I was in my mom's room. It's dark. My mom is sleeping because she can't do anything. And the house, it's like in a heartbroken scenario. Like she just found out she has cancer. The doctor's like, I don't know if we will be able to do anything. Like everything is upside down. Like it was, I think, one of the worst moments of my entire life. And then I just looked up how to make money online. Yeah. That sparked sort of imagination, did more research, and I figured out that the agency model works. Even though I was new, I could bring into my team people that were better than me. And if I helped other businesses make more money, they would give me a portion of that money. So from 1 week later, I started calling myself a business owner. But it's not that easy. For 1 year, then I just tried to learn and do it as much as I could to understand the craft, changing whatever I can,
At that point, did you know what type of service you would provide to the companies as an agency, or were you figuring out as the time went by?
Yeah.
I was at first I wanted to do Facebook ads for them, for e-commerce,
Yeah.
because that's what was hot at the moment. But then it all changed. I figured I partnered up with someone who I thought was good, and he wasn't that great. I got 2 clients, and I couldn't give them a proper service, and then they left, obviously, right? And I was like, dude, shit, I'm back to zero again after 1 whole year, and university is coming, and I need to take an exam in Portuguese. I don't know what to do. But the cool thing is, like, when your back is kind of against the wall, you start thinking more efficiently.
Yeah.
So I realized, hey, right now, content, video content is something that it showed. The more video content you have out, your ad spend, like the amount of money you have to spend on ads to get a sale, goes down because people know you more and they like you more, you have more trust.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I can make videos for people, right? I can hire really good editors. I'm good at storytelling. I can make videos for other brands. And that's a very simplified way of getting started. I hired my first editor on a freelance basis. And I started reaching out to people I wanted to work with and giving out free work. And yeah, that's how it kind of started. And I realized that, shit, I can actually help businesses make more money through video content and personal branding. And then I closed my first client. I was making 300 euros again. And then that became 900, and that became 2,000, that became 3,000. So yeah.
Yeah. What was the most that you have generated now?
In 1 month, it was close to 7K.
Then that's really impressive, man.
It's an awesome accomplishment.
Yeah,
It's
man.
okay, I would say.
If you could tell like a Portuguese family that you could make 7K in a month, they would be crazy, man.
Yeah, it was a good month. It was a good month. I worked really, really fucking hard that month. I worked really hard that month. But yeah, then I had a huge burnout for 3 months.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I did that and I was like, dude, I hate my life. I'm going to chill.
So it was kind of like a mix of environments. I actually never thought about this, but now that you put it that way, I kind of see like it was a mix of environment because of the people around you, the freelancers. You got to know their reality. Obviously, like that's motivation, that urgency, also like made you give it all, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that actually makes sense. So
I would say the thing is, your environment matters a lot. And you'll see that's why I like everyone and I'm going to mix with everyone. But there are very few amount of people I let come inside my circle. And the two of you have been people who have come inside my circle, who I have spoken with. It's because the people you're around and the people you see, they really change you. Like they kind of affect you subconsciously without you knowing. If I'm with 5 other people who really like drinking alcohol and going out, I'm gonna be the 6th person who really wants to do that. If I'm with 4 millionaires, I'm gonna be the 5th one. And I guess at one point, my initial reaction, what we're usually taught, right? Go work somewhere, right? Get a part-time job. That was the thought. And I remember even my family was like, why aren't you working? And my mom was like, no, let him do his thing. From that mindset, let's say I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can go work at a cafe. I'm going to make 800 euros, 600. And then I go to a social gathering and then there's this person who makes 5-10K every month. Like the worlds are very
completely
different.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So I just started talking to them, and they became friends, and that changes your mind. If I were to pass down one kind of thing, the easiest way you can change yourself is by changing your environment.
Yeah.
Would you say if I wanted to start a business just like yours, one of the most important things that I could have would be good people around and a good environment, for example?
I would say so, yeah. Like you, even if you don't necessarily, you can't really I can't get access to Jeff Bezos right now, right? But I can hear podcasts of him. I can hear podcasts about other influencers who are in the business world. Most of my time is just spent listening to business podcasts, or just talking with other agency owners, really. So I think that's very important. It changes your mind.
Yeah.
I got a question. Taking it back to the beginning of your business, how do you deal with? I think starting a business has a lot of uncertainty around it.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that doubt? And since you said you started working without being paid, that also might not be a good motivation, right?
Yeah.
So how did you push it through, and how long did it take for you to have a steady salary, let's say, and feel confident about it? And how did you deal before that and to that point?
So when I was living in Madeira, I was still living with my mom. So everything that I virtually had no expenses. So that's a bit better, but like you always feel like I always had an imposter syndrome. Like, oh my God, am I scamming people? Am I like not giving them a good service?
Yeah.
But I guess the way I got over it is by getting results in, giving my all to clients. There was a lot of burnout, I would say, and a lot of uncertainty. That's true. And to this day, I feel a lot of anxiety. Because like I said, and you know this already, I pay for everything. My everything is paid by me. If anything goes south, geez, I don't know what to do, right? So that anxiety is always there, and I think it's a part of business. I think you have to get used to the stress. Something I'm learning to do.
That's one of the ways that you try to deal with those difficulties that you face with the business.
Yeah, I would say so. And the thing is, I didn't have a choice. It was you either make it work or you don't go to university and you use up all of your mom's saved money, your dad saved money and everything.
Yeah.
And it's not like they have a lot of money that I can depend on or I would want to depend on. Yeah. It's like when the pain is great enough, you will make it work.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So yeah, that was how I got over it, I would say.
Do you say that like your mother and your father are the two people that when you think about them you just thrive and keep working very hard each day?
I would say they're definitely there. I think they're two people that really if I talk to them, I'm like, hey, I want to do this for you, that for you. I'll buy you this and that. They're gonna be like, dude, just chill, live your life. What the hell's wrong with you? But yeah, I would say I'm the only son, right? They're not getting younger. So I need to make something of myself. It definitely pushes me.
I think at this point our viewers might have a huge question
Which is
about your life, which is so you started your business, you're doing great. Obviously, you have a huge ambition, so you'll keep working towards it. But why, in the middle of this business and working and focusing completely on business, why did you decide to dedicate a huge portion also of your time to studying the bachelor's degree in here?
Dude, that's such a... Did you talk to my dad or something?
And why do you keep doing that since as time goes by you feel more confident about your business and you could easily not do the bachelor's degree and have a successful life? So what do you get from doing this and dedicating so much time to this? What do you say?
Now I'm having an identity crisis. I think mostly it's because of my parents and family. I'm from a Bengali culture, and like what your family thinks of you, stuff like that, it kind of gets to you. And I would say mostly it's because of my family. And also, as much as I can say that university is taking my time away, which it does, and sometimes I hate it. Like at one moment, I'm looking at client work and there's something that needs to be urgently fixed. And then suddenly I'm doing differential equations
Yeah.
that are in Portuguese.
For Paul Saraiva.
Yeah. So that definitely becomes an issue sometimes. But I think this is going to be a controversial take. And a lot of people might agree and might not agree. But you know how after every test, we don't remember exactly. Like after every cadeira is finished, every subject is finished. We don't necessarily remember what the hell the Fisher equation or something was. But we remember the fundamentals. We remember the fact that we stayed up all night and we were able to pass and get a good grade. We were able to remember that we took 3 exams in 1 week.
Yeah.
I think what university teaches you is the skill to take on pressure, to have a portion of real life sent towards your way.
To face adversity, right?
In a little way, yes. I think it makes you think more because like we're solving math, at least on our course, we're doing a lot of math and stuff. So when I come from a creative standpoint of looking at videos and client work to now studying for econometrics, for example, what I kind of see, the benefit of university, for me at least, is it lets me live alone. It pushed me to be able to pay for my own expenses. If I wasn't pushed, maybe I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
That's one. Teaching me to live alone, live a life alone, not depending on my parents. And another thing is like to take pressure. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and this is what from the biography of the founder of Four Seasons. Do you know Four Seasons, the hotel chain? There would be nights when he started this. His wife told this story, I think, like where he would just look at the ceiling and like his brain is just dead, kind of like there's so much pain. And he said something like, the amount of pain you can take, okay, I'm going to butcher this, but success is the amount of pain you can take, kind of, or like the stress you can handle. Mm-hmm. So I think what university kind of teaches us is to get away from the us being little and then going to the next stage. That's one. So we mature. Another thing that's going to be a bit more controversial is I think university is just a huge recruiting firm for companies. It just shows that, okay, this person, if you have a degree, you're not going to remember what formula you used, but companies can look at you and be like, okay, this guy can think. Mm-hmm. This guy knows how to think, meet deadlines, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just like, you know how you get a driving license and that lets us drive. It's like an employment license. That's how I at least see university. In terms of why I took university, it was mainly because it started off from my parents wanting me to, and I wanted to respect that. And right now, since I've started it, I want to enjoy this uni life, make friends, do better. And then after it ends, I'm going to be focusing fully on the business. Yeah. Dude, that's a question that my entrepreneur friends ask a lot.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my friends, and we were today, he's a very close friend of mine, and he has an agency of his own, and he was saying, what are your current struggles, etc. We talk about that, like business rules. And he was like, dude, leave university, you're going to hit 10K right away. Yeah. I was like, maybe, I don't know, but I can't. Yeah. But yeah, I hope that answers your question.
For sure.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
The more you work, the more cautious you are about placing the hours of your day.
Yeah.
So it's normal that your entrepreneur friends
get
that question because you could expand your business so much better.
It's crazy, man. There's so much out there that we don't know. Mm-hmm. Like wealth, stuff like that is abundant. And even as I'm saying this, I have a lot of self-doubt. Like, I struggle with a lot of self-doubt and anxiety. But what I guess want the viewers or people, other students that are going to see this too, they like, there's so much out there, man. You just have to really find people that are doing it and kind of give yourself the chance to do it. But yeah, that's it.
Just like you said, man, after you finish university, you want to keep growing the business. But do you plan to stay in Portugal to grow the business, or do you want to go to other place to see if there you can, like Sopa style, growing even more and more?
Yeah, bro. Portugal is my home. I love this place, to be honest. I think when I think about home, I think of my home in Bangladesh and Portugal. Like Madeira, for example, mainland Portugal. And like I've become so ingrained with this is my country. Bangladesh and Portugal, these two, like, so I've ingrained both roots. Like I'm like an alien, bro. I've been all around the place. So I will live in Portugal. Portugal will always be a base. In terms of business and moving around, it depends. Because when you're working online, you can make a lot of choices.
Yeah.
Some of my friends have went to Dubai, because Dubai, you have almost zero taxes. I don't know much about it. So for tax reasons, I don't know. That's something I haven't thought about. But I intend to live in Portugal. Like, this place is home. In Europe, at least.
And then in terms of goals, do you plan to achieve some specific thing, or you just want to finish university, keep growing the business, and we'll see what will happen?
I don't really like talking about my goals, but I'm going to tell a portion of it. My agency is a stepping stone. So when you're running an agency, I am my own accountant. No, I have an accountant now, but like, you're your own accountant, you're your own client manager, you're your own editor. Like, you take on multiple hats, and that teaches you a lot. So the growing the business is always going to be on top of mind. And the next step will be, so the intention right now is to grow RevGen to a million in annual recurring revenue in the next 2 to 3 years. And I want to provide a platform for people in my country to be able to work online, be able to mix with the beautiful culture that's here, the Western world, and be able to make a lot of money through my business. And I want to be able to help other businesses flourish through what I'm doing. That's a stepping stone. And that's my goal with the agency. From there, I will either delve into the startup world or building something bigger. It can be in the agency space, can be something else. But yeah, man, I just want to really be able to do something for, like, I don't want to be just another person who came and then died. Like, even if it's something small, and I don't know what that should look like, but I want to make a difference.
Do you plan to do a startup or no?
So after the agency, we'll see.
Okay.
Right now, all my focus is on the agency.
Okay.
When the requirement is there, I feel like it will show itself.
Okay.
Something really important I saw in your answer was the purpose that you already have of this mission to help the people that came from your place to have a wonderful life and wonderful salary.
Yeah.
Would you say purpose is a huge factor in your success?
So first of all, I think I have to go a lot farther to consider myself successful. But from the point that I am right now, and like in general, what I think, purpose is something that you don't need purpose, but purpose will definitely push you, bro. If you need to get something done, if tomorrow we have a deadline, we need to get it done. And if you have a purpose, for example, you want to get into investment banking, like the finance world, you have a purpose. If you didn't have that goal, like, okay, I've been doing quantitative methods in finance. What the hell am I doing, rotting, like staying awake, coding away, right? What am I going to achieve? But if you put the purpose there, like I want to get into investment banking, etc., it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
So I think what purpose does is shows you the end of the tunnel, basically. I think that's important.
Maybe I did my question wrongly, maybe, but I feel like what you just described, like getting into investment banking, is like a goal. And like purpose is something that is much bigger,
That's
that
higher.
brings
Yes, sir.
your energy to make
Yeah.
a difference in an area that touches you, right? So for me, for instance, I wouldn't say like getting into investment banking is my purpose.
Yeah.
You see, and I think maybe because I don't have like a huge purpose in this area of finance, that's why I see myself like sometimes long term, throughout the last few years, sometimes getting like bit
Demotivated?
demotivated, and not like having that persistence and that happiness, I would say, like daily throughout the years.
Yeah. No, yeah, man. Having a bigger purpose is crazy. If you can find a bigger purpose, bro, you will destroy mountains. I deeply envy people, in a good way, who have a life purpose that's so much bigger than them.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like your days just become so much better, and I think I'm finding mine. But yeah, you're absolutely right, correct on that side. Like, purpose is very important, bro. I would say.
And yours, you would say that it's helping the people from your place and helping your family as well.
Yeah, I think right now my family is a big thing, and connecting kind of where I am from, my background, Bangladesh, with the Western world, the European world. Because we have such amazing people there that are extremely talented, but they never get the opportunity.
Yeah.
That's a huge purpose,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Congratulations.
Exactly, man.
Thank you, man. I mean, also here, right? Like, there are super cool people in this faculty right now who are smart as hell. And I don't know, I feel like all of us don't necessarily need to go down the corporate route. And we can, and that's super cool, by the way. But I don't know, I just want to help people as much as I can, make a difference. And right now, that's for family, and then country and community.
You really want to move mountains, man.
Yeah, that's the intention, bro.
Yeah, man. So now to finish, man, I would like to make you a series of different quick questions.
Okay.
You would answer the first thing that pops up in your mind.
Oh, crap.
Did you understand?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, let's start, man.
Dude.
What superpower would you like to have?
Cloning myself.
Uh,
Yeah, I could do so much, bro. Dude, if I could clone myself, I would get 19s.
man, 20s.
Unfortunately, I can't.
Man. Who would you take to lunch, dead or alive?
Jeff Bezos. Yeah. He has a really cool way of thinking. Like, if you could ever listen to a podcast about him, he was like putting customer first. Like, I really like his way of thinking. It would either be Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. Yeah.
Yeah, man. What's the best advice that you ever got?
It was from my mom. If you take care of yourself and you make sure you're good, everything else will fall into place. But if you don't take care of yourself, and then even the thing that you're fighting for will betray you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, man.
So yeah.
Yeah, man. That's really a lesson for life itself.
Yeah. My mom it was like, don't make my mistakes kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
something that came to mind right away.
What do you prefer, cats or dogs?
Cats.
Favorite food?
Butter chicken.
Nice.
Yeah. Very Asian answer, but yeah. I like curry.
Who's your idol?
My idol? In what way?
In a personal way, or if you want to achieve goals, if you are sad, who do you inspire? Who do you inspire when you are very bad? Like, who do you think? And you're like, let's get to work.
Guilherme Temudo.
Yeah, you're my idol. I don't know if I have an idol, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think I have an idol. I think it's gonna be narcissistic as hell.
You're your own idol.
Your own idol.
I think I idolize the version of myself I can see in the future. And sometimes I idolize the people that are like Jeff Bezos, Musk. For example, I don't know if you guys know Alex Hormozy.
I was gonna say that name because
Yeah.
you are always
You are always
hearing the podcast. And
Yeah. In terms of idols, I have multiple idols like that. But if I were to like thinking about it, gives me happiness is just knowing what I will become
that's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, that's fine, man.
in a very non-narcissistic, uncertain
Yeah,
yet confident way.
yeah, of course, man.
Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite word in Portuguese besides a bad word?
Okay. No sei quê.
Não sei quê.
No sei quê?
Yeah. Like it's like whatever, like something, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find it funny.
And now to finish, what's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote.
Yeah,
Bro.
I know you have a good one, man.
Dude, my room is filled with quotes. Jeez. I'm trying to look for a good one. It's by Steve Jobs. So one I have a favorite quote is personal. Can I say two? Can I
Yeah,
tell
of
two?
course, man.
One is like a personal, kind of spiritual, and one is like, this changed the way I see life completely. It's by Steve Jobs, and it's going to be a longer story. The quote is basically, men are tool makers. That's the quote. That's it. But the story behind it is, when he was younger, he saw, I think he came across this, I don't know if it's a magazine or like research something, to see the fastest mammals alive. And top of the list was something like, I don't know, cheetahs, I don't know. There was something. Not humans. Humans were like way low somewhere. Fastest mammals alive. Yet, humans run the world. But then again, a human on a bicycle is actually the fastest mammal alive. And we have the life and everything that we have right now because we are tool makers. So like, that's something I found very interesting. Because Steve's notion was humans are made to make tools and our tools make us superior. Mm-hmm. So if you think about like us in an animal point of view, we suck, bro. We suck. We're no way supposed to rule the world or do anything. But because we have made things like bicycles, phones, guns, cars, right now AI, right, it makes us go further. So that's the quote, men are tool makers. Sorry, humans are tool makers.
Yeah.
And the personal one that I have would be, I do not wish, I do not hope, I intend.
Man, that's pretty. That's a great one, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. He knows it.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you were gonna put that intend word.
Yeah.
You used throughout the podcast. Every time you say, I remember.
Yeah.
Because you also have this perspective, which I agree with, that the words you use, the thoughts you have a huge influence in your life and in your well-being. And the intent is one to make it work, to make it done.
You're just gonna make it work. It doesn't matter.
Man.
Dude, that's it.
That's from reality transferring.
Reality transurfing. That's the book.
Exactly.
That's the book. I would suggest reading it. It is amazing. But yeah.
Yeah, man. That was a great quote. Both two great quotes. I'm not even going to lie, man.
Thank you, man.
The first one I didn't know. The second one you already have told me that one.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
it's starting to be trademarked.
Yeah, man.
Maybe to give some value to our viewers, I would suppose a lot of our viewers are also here because of the business you're creating and they have some intention to create a business or know more about business. So if you could talk, like advise a young man here at FIUC, bachelor's degree, that wants to create their own business in like 2 minutes, like what is a big advice you would give them?
Find a problem. Just find a problem that's worth paying for. Find a way to solve it and then sell the solution. So it's a very dumbed down way of saying things. But what I do is what we do is we do all of the research. We take a brand, We give them the videos that they need to film. We edit the videos, right? So the problem that they have is they don't have a personal brand and they don't have the time or resources to put into branding. And we are solving that problem, and that's why we get paid. So there's a problem, there's a solution, you get paid to solve that.
Yeah.
So if someone's wants to start a business, this is not what I started off with, but again, I learned this from Bezos, reading his shareholder letters, like listening about them. Start from a customer, find a problem that you can solve. I don't know, partner with one of your best friends or someone who's smart and just try to solve that issue. If you want to get clients, reach out to people that you want to work with and offer them free work. Just work for them for a week for free. Once they kind of see that you're good and you can bring some results, they will hire you. Like free work, have a problem, solution, offer free work, dude. That will get you clients for sure. That's an MBA right there. I never did an MBA, but yeah.
Yeah. So you just say focus on making value instead of just like making money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just focus on the customer and you will figure it out.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, find the solution.
Yeah. Like just focus on providing a good service. And hey, even as I'm talking, I have my own issues. I'm not a perfect human being at all. Like there are problems everywhere. But I'm trying to get better, and if I can give someone a piece of word that helps them, yeah.
I think that's a huge part of your success as well. You are always like humble and always look into ways to upgrade yourself and get better.
Yeah. Besides the difficulties that you have, you always have a smile in your face, man.
Thank you.
And
Positive attitude, yeah. For
yeah,
sure.
man, and I admire you for that, man.
Thank you, brother. I admire both of you.
Man.
Yeah, I think the two people sitting here, like the two of you have helped me immensely. So like you obviously you're my friend, and you're my friend as well. But like I call you every exam season.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, Alex.
Does not help.
Alex. Alex is also my friend. But yeah,
man.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate you
Yeah, man.
calling me onto this podcast. Man.
Yeah, man. I need to thank you, both of you, for coming. Sopas and Fahim. I know both of you have a very busy schedule, man. And that it means a lot that both of you took a bit of your time just to be here, man. It was a pleasure, and I'll really just say thank you for both of you coming.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for having us. So
That's the
this
fun.
is basically just having a conversation, just sitting in the couch.
Yeah, we just had a conversation. That's what I wanted.